going into Splat Zone support macro. I'm excited for this.
Yeah. This is, I mean, if they're both 2-1, that's definitely a fight for the bracket stage.
Yes, definitely. Like, one of these two teams can have
either the 2 seed, the 3 seed, or maybe not even at all, because we don't know the record of the whole bracket at this point. So I could definitely see one of these teams definitely wants to get this 2 seed, especially since I believe both of them are new to lands. As far as I know, that could be definitely a big momentum booster going into day 2.
Yeah, definitely. Like, experience is definitely everything.
So we're going to be getting into it now. A couple of players just need to ready up. I don't know what's taking Poke so long because they're going to play a Splat lane. So, Poke, you should hurry up.
Yeah, I mean, like, they're not really talking or speaking strats right now. They're just kind of looking at the screen. But, I don't know.
Okay. Maybe thinking something about the gear here. Or just trying to irk us over here on the commentary booth. But getting into it now, and Poke's still the last one left.
Yeah, he's just waiting. What you doing, Poke?
I don't even see anybody touching buttons, so I'm not even looking at anything. All right, and now finally they are readied up. We're going to be getting into the first game here of our round 4, the Krew versus Putz's Children. And let's see what type of comps we have coming out here.
All right. Getting that nice overview shot.
Yeah, it looks nice, nice. All right, and so far we do see the Octobrush coming out from Afro, and Poke does switch to the regular Splat link, so that's something I like to see. They have 2 Ink Jets, a Stingray, and Armor on that team, so that's pretty good coming out here. And on the other side, they have a Luna Blaster, a regular Blaster, and a nice shooter to round that up. So I think it's pretty even. The only thing I would mention is that that team does not have a Stingray, and that would be the Krew.
Yeah, the Krew, I mean, I guess they have a different strat for it. They could be like they're trying to go for full aggression and actually just try to push into their core and then use those sorts of specials to defend themselves. I mean, good for them. Oh,
unfortunately,
no.
for the Luna Blaster there, they are not able to pop their baller in time. Sword is under pressure of one player, but actually goes down to somebody from behind, and actually now they go down to one of the players of the Krew here. So Poke gets a nice kill onto Nezzy there, goes down to Trey, and Trey's actually going to be the only one in the zone for a bit. I don't even know if he needed to pop that ball.
Yeah, I don't think he really needed to do that. All he needed to do is just kind of paint the zone. Or probably a better idea is just to push up and let his teammates paint it. Then he can have a little bit more pressure onto them. He's got to be careful about this Ink Jet by Afro right now. Afro's going to use it, but he doesn't see him.
Yeah, but Afro's also the only one up for his team, so let's see if he is able to cap that zone or not. Oh, Trey kind of throws it a little bit too early. The Splat Bomb mistimes it and goes down. Afro is going to stay alive here, and with the Sharking Octobrush in the middle of the map, that's going to be pretty deadly. Manages to get the trade.
Yeah, manages to get 2 there, so that the Krew has a little bit more pressure onto them. And as you can see, even Putz's Children are starting to push up. Ooh, got screaming people.
Yeah, there's a lot of screaming coming out from outside. Probably a nice play coming out there from maybe one of the other setups, but things are looking pretty exciting here as well, as Dazzle's going to go in with that Ink Armor. It's running out now, but ooh, this could actually be bad. 2 of their players are down on the side of the Krew, and the Octobrush comes in to make it a full wipe.
Full wipe by Putz's Children, as you see there. Putz's Children trying to push up. Setting up right here. I like to see this. They know that the other team does not have Stingray, so they can just kind of set up all around the court, make sure that the Krew doesn't come back in. And as you can see here, taking out 1 from the Krew.
Ooh, and the Luna Blaster of TK Trey actually had the first shot, but because the Blaster outranges it, they were actually able to get the kill with caps there. And now Dazzle's in the zone using that Ink Armor. They're probably going to be able to cap it, but not if Afro has sent anything to say about it. He's going to pop that Ink Jet, and that might actually be the end of the push. There's 1 player in the zone on that left side, and they're all, I think, calling him out. Yep, they take him down.
Yeah, take him down. Putz's Children going to win this game right here. I don't even think it was just because the Krew didn't have a Stingray.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I felt like them trying to come back in, it wasn't really too coordinated at all. Maybe they should have tried to spot people a little bit better as they're trying to get back in, and then kind of spill special, and then I guess use it against them, because they only had to deal with 1 Stingray, and it doesn't really do much if it's just 1.
Yeah, the Stingray, I think there just wasn't really the biggest problem. I think a lot of more of the problem was Afro was coming in with a lot of good flanks and just sharking in areas that he knew people were going to come to, and that worked out perfectly for Putz's children. And as well, I think their callouts were definitely on point that game, because we saw at one point they knew that where the player was when he used the inkjet, and everybody just ran towards that direction.
Yeah, like definitely Afro's callouts right there came in clutch, or not even clutch, came in effectively. He also had some really nice inkjet kills as well, and used his inkjet at really good times to make sure that he was staying safe. And also that one where, what's it called, he came back and still killed the guy who was camping him. So.
When the Luna Blaster wasn't able to secure that kill, that might have actually opened up the game a lot for them, because I believe at that point they were still a pretty even game, and they were just, you know, fighting for who could take the lead. And with that kill, I think he got that double, actually, and then that really opened up things for them here. Let's see how they play out this next one. I think Sturgeon Shipyard is another map where his Octobrush can excel if he gets onto those spinners.
Yes, definitely. Like, if he decides to choose Octobrush in this, I guess, this mode, definitely taking the control of Snipe, or even trying to, even from Snipe, he can go up from all the way to top left and just kind of watch as people come in, because they can't really take him out if he's inkjet from that position.
Yeah, definitely one of the strengths of the Octobrush is just getting up to high positions in general, raining down your paint from above. So I'd like to see him try to take that into this next game here, as his team's already up 1-0. Winning this game could definitely maybe put away the set.
Yes, definitely. As we see right here, the Putz's children actually going with the same setup right here. Well, actually, no.
Both teams, I think, are actually going for the same setup, except for Poke switched to the Splatling Deco, which I could see definitely you like the bubbles here on Clan Blitz, so makes a lot of sense coming out from them. But so far, Afro's already down. They do manage to get one onto another player there, and this is actually looking pretty good for Putz's children here. They're playing pretty aggressively, and it's working out for them.
Yeah, Poke's positioning right now is actually really good. He noticed that a lot of people are actually coming from the left side right there, so he decides to set himself right here. As you can see right now, he's getting pushed out by the ball of the Luna Blaster, but I don't even think it really matters, because as you can see, Putz's children has already scored.
Yeah, he's probably going to go down right here to a bunch of blasters around them. They did manage to score, though, so that could be pretty good for them. If Afro's able to get a trade, no, he is not. That could maybe be a little bit bad for Putz's children, as now the Krew has a lot of map control. They've also got their specials ready. That armor's going up. Trey goes in, unfortunately goes down for them. Dazzle's able to get a nice power clam there, and they actually scored 2 power clams there. So that was good on them, but they're going to go down as well. We're seeing wipes back and forth on these pushes.
Yeah, I like the idea of that push. Definitely using the armor before so you can actually get the power climb into the court. Unfortunately, I guess there was a lot of pressure coming back from the other team. So it seems like Putz's children are trying to work something out. They get 2 down, and Poke is holding a ball.
Yeah, we do see Sword coming in here. He's going to throw in a ball as well. Right before he goes down, they should be able to take the lead there. They just scored 2 power clams, and Poke is just going to back up now, threw up the bubbles. But I think they should just back up and try to survive. Unfortunately, is a little bit too aggressive there, and now it's right back to a wipe. The Krew, and they might be able to make something happen here. They've got a lot of clams. A power clam is formed here. They've actually got 2 open on the map here, and they're just going to have to watch out for Afro, who's, I believe, above them on that snipe, throwing down shots with that Octobrush.
Yeah, I just noticed something that, what's it called? The Krew kind of used armor a little bit too early there. They could have used it to actually try and get another power clam possibly in, but they used it as they were coming out of spawn. They didn't really need to use it there because Putz's children weren't even next to them.
Yeah, and definitely when you're going up against a weapon like the Octobrush and it's throwing ink at you from above, I think that ink armor could definitely give you an extra hit and throw it in that power clam. So maybe a little bit of a misplay there, but Dazzle's actually got 9 clams, only needs 1 to make something happen, and that's definitely going to be it here, as Poke's the last survivor for their team, and Dazzle should just probably chase them down.
Yeah, I like the idea of Dazzle actually trying to take, go in and actually push out Putz's children. Fortunately gets a trade, but...
Yeah, they got the lead off of it, so it was a pretty good push coming out from them there. Trey's going to go in, I think maybe a little bit too much in the favor of them. Manages to get a nice trade, so it wasn't looking too good for them. Manages to make the best of that situation here. It's a little bit back to neutral game. Dazzle and the Krew are going to have to make something happen there, as they're all clumped up onto that snipe right now.
I mean, they're setting up, I see. They're defending, they're trying to defend this, and they're doing a pretty good job of it. They're working together pretty well as well, and managing to take out 3 of Putz's children right now. Just gonna locate where the last guy is, who's in the spawn.
Yeah,
and
he actually managed to get 2, so that's not too good for them, but they managed to make the best of the situation and take out that remaining player. So the Krew's back in control here, as trying to look for something to happen. I think that splashdown was a little bit too early, but he gets a nice direct after it, so it's okay. Goes down to Caps, and another splashdown coming in that gets 2 players.
3 down to Putz's children right now. All down for Putz's children right now. The Krew are all over the core area right now. They just need to they're throwing in clams all over the place. They just need to get 3 to 2 more clams now, and they can possibly win this game. Somebody could go through snipe.
Yeah,
probably.
Nezzy's right there, gonna probably maybe end this game, and Nezzy does. So I think the Krew responded really well there. It was a bit of a back and forth game there, but then they just locked in, got that one stop that they needed, and were able to turn that into a nice push of their own.
Well, that was really, really good players from Nezzy there. Basically saw the opportunity there. Dazzle and Joey going and using a lot of getting a lot of kill assists, I guess, right there.
Yeah, definitely were the front line for their team there. We saw a lot of the time the Blasters was going in and then splash downing to get some kills. So that was good on them to respond to that. And now we're going to be getting into what map here?
We're getting into Snapper TC. Snapper can now tower control.
Yeah.
Now, it's something I don't normally see. But what if we see Anelia?
Yeah. I mean, neither of these teams have pulled out a charger so far, so I think we're just going to probably be sticking with the long-range option is that Splatling.
Yeah.
So I'd probably be expecting that. As far as the rest of the team, do you think Octobrush is that good of a weapon here? I can go back and forth on it.
I don't really feel like it's the greatest choice on Snapper Canal. I mean, Snapper Canal is just really, really open, and you can kind of see where everyone's going, so Octobrush doesn't really have a good option to actually try and push somewhere by itself. Maybe if they decide to put Ninja Squid in the Octobrush, they can kind of have somebody paint for it, so it can actually be a little bit more sneaky going around to places. But it probably would be a better choice to actually switch off, unless they made it work.
Yeah. So we're going to be seeing what the situation here is with the team comps. It is 1-1 right now, so this can definitely be a game changer in this set here. And we're going to be getting into it now, and the team comps seem to be very similar.
Very, very similar.
The only change I see is the Splatling went to regular Splatling, and they've got a Clash Blaster on the side of the Krew. And actually, I believe when they did win that set against Clockwork, Komodo Clockwork, that Clash Blaster was putting in a lot of work for them.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I think it was also in a tower control setting as well. Probably the idea of it is actually trying to take people out and then using the Stingray whenever they need to defend on the tower as well. So,
yeah, and it works out for them so far as they've got a full wipe here. Joey should be maybe going in, waiting to see if anybody comes onto this left side unawaringly, and he actually does manage to get him. So Joey played that perfectly there, and now is looking to maybe make something happen here. Oh, Afro's going to come in and die to that splashdown, though. And right now, they're just going to be able to push this tower for a bit. Oh, he tried to get the checkpoint, but doesn't.
Yeah, also pretty unfortunate to happen to Joey. He had the right idea to actually get back on the tower, but okay, with that range, being able to take him out from afar. Gets taken out by Dazzle just now as well. Yeah,
Dazzle should be in a good position to help the team push. Maybe having to deal with people from multiple angles, but goes on to the left maybe for a call out from the rest of the team. And now Dazzle should probably just back out, and wisely does.
Yes. Backing out, waiting for his teammates to come back in right now. Has his blaster
pretty close to that armor right now, and should be able to get it before the next push starts. So maybe just get that and let the team come back in. But I think they may be waiting for the Clash Blaster to respawn for something. And right now the Krew, though, I mean, Putz' children is using that time to start up a push.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I saw Dazzle's idea there. He wanted to go for the flank, and honestly, I feel like he should have just gone for it, because all of Putz' children were actually looking to push, and they were looking the other way, and they weren't even taking notice of that flank area there. But
I mean, it works out so far for them. They still do have the lead, but the only thing I could mention there is I believe Putz' children did pass the checkpoint on that push.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good thing to always keep in mind here, as Afro gets a nice inkjet kill there. And hopefully for them, we're going to be seeing if they can get this push going a little bit further. It is a 2v2 situation, though. And honestly, just a couple more points is all they need. The armor actually does save them right there. And Dazzle's going to come in and get a nice kill with the help of Nezzy there. So a nice 2v1 situation right there for them. And they take advantage of it fully.
Yeah, looks like Dazzle unfortunately gets taken out by Sword. Putz's children may be able to make another push with this. They gotta locate where this Clash Blaster is. They do. They get the kill. Clash Blaster is not gonna be able to build up a Stingray enough to be able to defend this push. Nezzy takes them out, but it doesn't matter because Putz's children still they got the lead right now.
Yeah, they got a pretty decent lead going into this next thing right here. And only 2 minutes left and not many strong pushes so far. So that they can definitely hold this. Oh, but Nezzy's coming in with a nice flank onto Poke there. And a little bit too late from the rest of the teammates. They saw it, but weren't able to call it out as Nezzy was right behind the Splat lane already. So things are looking pretty decent to start a push here if we're the Krew. So now I think Nezzy just needs to find out where these players are from the rest of the team and make something happen here for their team, because they are probably the most offensive weapon they have.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and also we've got a little bit confirmation here as the Krew does manage to get the lead here, and that's a big lead because we got confirmation that whoever wins this is going on to top 12, and Komodo Clockwork was knocked out of that top 12.
Okay, definitely.
Yeah, that's a little bit surprising, especially knowing we know most of those players on the team. So they've shown very nice placements in lands before, but right now these new up-and-coming players here are showing that they're no slouches either.
Definitely. It looks like Putz's children are actually going to trying to make another push right here. Fortunately gets taken out mid-splashdown, I should mention. But they're going down.
Yeah,
TK
now the only one up is that EndZap there, and they're actually the only one up again as Caps goes down right away. Poke is trying to make something happen there. Someone was flanking them onto their own snipe, but TK's still pushing, and Poke's out of position unless they get that Stingray. They do have the Stingray now. The Stingray's going to come out and force the end of that push, also getting a nice pick.
Can we just mention that they tried to jump out? I don't think at that point, I mean, actually, no. The Krew actually winning, so maybe that would have been a better decision. Fortunately, he did get taken down, but Putz's children are making another push.
Yeah.
Take out 2.
And a nice thing right there for them is they got to pick onto the Clash Blaster. That's the only Stingray on the side of the Krew, so that could definitely be a big push, and they only need a couple more seconds here to end this, though. But unfortunately for them, the checkpoint ends their demise. As we do know, checkpoints, you have to go all the way around again if you don't complete them. So maybe if it was just any other position besides that checkpoint, they would have gotten the lead.
Well, what can we say there? It seems that the Krew came in clutch right there.
And something to notice right there is TK Trey with that Clash Blaster actually had 0 Stingrays. So they didn't need them to win. That's unfortunate for them, but they do still come out with the win. So now we're going to be going into game 4 here as the Krew's looking really strong. And this is a map that probably both teams are pretty familiar with going back to Splatoon 1.
Yeah, definitely. The Rainmaker. So maybe the best thing on this map, probably want to have some lethal bombs to try and help pop the Rainmaker. Idea here as well at the very start of the game. They probably want to pop it at the very start just to get that map control. And
I think definitely popping the Rainmaker on this map is one of those just maps because the whole map is kind of focused on the middle at the beginning. Like most opening teams just start up in the middle. So if you get that pop, you might be able to get a quick pick as well from it. So that can open up things as well. I want to see if a team brings out a Stingray, though, because I think one of the main places to push on this map is through, like, from your side, the left, into that closed area, and a Stingray can pretty much shut that down.
Yeah, it makes it a pretty easy push as well. And even if they go through all the way to the close, they're able to move the Stingray into the mid area, so they'll be able to help them out there too.
Yeah, and Poke is actually going to go onto the Stingray of the Splatling there. TK Trey's also bringing out his Clash Blaster once again, and they do manage to get a kill from that pop, as we mentioned.
All right, so they're just going to be able to make sure to, I mean, well, they got the pop, but they still lost two players off that, so Putz's Children did a really good job of actually retaliating over that.
Yeah, and Sword's going to need to be careful there. Manages to get a trade with the help of a teammate. And this is still looking pretty good for Putz's Children despite losing that opening pop.
Okay, so got Poke trying to build up a Stingray.
Oh, they should be able to kill Joey there. Joey does get the trade, though. Afro's going to be trying to push up, and another Stingray is coming out from the side of the Krew. Poke manages to respond to that with a Stingray of his own. Should be able to pick up the Rainmaker here, but Sword goes down, so he's probably going to die any second, yeah.
Nice job by the Krew right now. Taking out Putz's Children right now. And they're going to watch out for this brush.
Ooh,
because
Afro gets a double. Afro gets a strong double there, goes down, but Dazzle and Joey seem to respond for him, for their team. And Dazzle's actually going to be going for a flank. Cap spots it out, though, and has to deal with the blaster behind him. Nice teamwork coming out from them to get each other's backs there. So I like that. And right now, they're in a pretty decent position, I think, to stop this push with that Stingray.
Yeah, nice Stingray by Poke right there, being able to stop the push completely. And looks like Putz's Children are starting to set up. He got capped on the
Yeah, he should be able to get one kill there, maybe two with someone around this corner or in that pit area as he sees. He's going to splash down onto the boat. Should be able to get one kill at least. He does. Goes down to Nezzy right there, and Nezzy's going to be able to stop this push. They get a couple extra points, and Afro's in that inkjet, so maybe if they find Afro's inkjet spot, they do, and able to get that kill.
All right, definitely. This is the chance that the Krew needs. They need Nezzy to push up. Uses an inkjet.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent inkjet right there. If he can manage to get this kill, does get one. I think there's a player right under him though. Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta be careful about that.
Caps takes full advantage of that, but they're going to be able to get a little bit of a nice lead here going into this game. But that's not a strong lead at all on this map.
Definitely. Like once you see that one team has actually pushed it to 40 or 40, I guess 45 at this point, maybe the best option right now is go through closed. And as you can see, Caps is already doing that.
Yeah, because the close gives you about 30 or so points. So they should be able to get the lead if they just make a quick push through that. And that's exactly what they're doing. Nice call there, dude. And that was a very good push coming out from them.
Yeah, definitely. Got the support of Poke's Stingray right now. And Afro's looking to get him a few more points. Had he touched the wall where, I guess, the rental ramp is, they can actually push it straight to 13. Just by swimming onto the wall.
Yeah, so that could have been a very worse situation for the Krew. They managed to mitigate it a little bit, but Dazzle here is trying to make something happen onto that side there and maybe get a pick with that suction bomb. No, they move forward. Is Sword does get the pick anyway, and we see at the bottom of our screen there, they're starting to form a push, and Dazzle's coming in from the side. So this actually could be a very effective push, but Afro stops it right there.
This is a really nice setup right here. As you saw that they picked up the Rainmaker, you got Trey also using his Stingray to support. There's only one guy in the... Well, actually, no, there's two, actually. One guy was coming from close, it was Caps. And then you have Sword actually taking out the last guy from the Krew.
Yeah, so I think if we saw Dazzle was on that flank, if they managed to kill Afro, that would have been a completely different push. They might have been able to keep going and get that lead because Afro was the one who stopped the Rainmaker with that Octobrush. So definitely maybe just one little misplay right there could have meant a lot to them. And they managed to get some decent map control onto the spawn area of Putz's Children, but nobody's picking up the Rainmaker, and Dazzle's trying to win a 1v2 situation that's not going to go in their favor.
Yeah, I like the idea of what Dazzle was trying to do. He's trying to get control of their snipe area. I feel like maybe if he did it a little bit quicker, then it would have been a little bit easier to actually take out Putz's Children like that. But right now, as you see, Putz's Children are actually 2 down right now.
Yeah, Joey's actually on a tear right there. I think he got 3 kills. He's on a little bit of a kill streak there. Dazzle should be able to make something happen, but they have the Stingray, and with the Stingray and the Octobrush throwing ink under you, they weren't able to push it a little bit far enough.
Yeah, that completely stopped the push right there. And Putz's Children have 30 seconds left. All they really need to do is just kind of defend this. I don't feel like they need to push anymore. Maybe just hold the Rainmaker in a safe place and just wait for the Krew to come back in. It doesn't seem like they're doing that right now. As you see, the Sword is actually frontlining.
Ooh, and a nice flank coming out from Joey right there, but isn't able to make anything of it. And Sword is just going to wait for something to happen here. I think he's just going to take it back. Yeah. And only with 3 seconds left, I think that was a smart move.
Hitting them up with the disrespect right there, liking it.
And Putz's Children just ties that up 2-2.
2-2. We got a game 5.
Yeah, a game 5 for the top 12 right here. So very exciting stuff coming out from these two teams. And honestly, if I would have looked at the bracket before this, I maybe not would have put them in this position. So good ups to them playing so strong here today. And a nice 22 KA, I think, coming out from Caps.
Did a lot of got a lot of clutch kills right there. Actually stopping pushes from the Krew. So decent stuff.
Yeah, these two teams came here to play, and honestly, especially with just them being like not as known, I guess, that may play into their favor a bit in day 2, as most of the other teams probably know each other, their play styles, and when they come into maybe the Krew or Putz' children, they might not know how to like handle the situation as readily.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to be getting into Splat Zones here, Humpback Pump Track. I like this map a lot. Like, I think it's one of the best in the entire game. And how do you feel about it?
I like it a lot as well. You know, people tend to throw bubbles, or they tend to use bubbles on this one, mainly because you can just kind of throw like 3 bubbles all over the zone and it paints it just in seconds right here. So maybe on Putz' children, probably going to look at seeing a Splatling deco maybe. So
yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think I just like Humpback Pump Track because I feel like it's a map that a lot of things can excel at. Shooters can be good here, like the splatter shot with burst bombs is pretty good here. Sloshers especially. I think this is the map that a lot of things
you can kind of use the inkjet within your side of the map, and just kind of the enemy team can't exactly get to your side, considering there's so much pressure all over the zone.
Ooh. We did see off screen there, Afro did try to go for an aggressive push, dies, but the blaster on his team does manage to get 1 kill, and they do get the zone as well. So the Krew needs to try and just focus on getting a couple picks before they can go in here. Oh, but nice burst bombs pressure coming in from the other team, and now Nezzy's kind of in a bad position where they had to use that splashdown, and I think that worked out for them if they can get the kill, but no, yeah. Sword managed to get it.
He managed to survive with the splashdown, but Sword takes him out. Sword also gets taken out by Joey, I believe. TK taking the control right now, and also I would like to mention that they do have a rapid blaster, really good weapon of actually controlling the left and right ramps, and also applying pressure to their team.
Yeah, and not only that, they also have a blaster of their own, so if they can pair up those blasters together, that could be a quick kills coming out from them there. They do have control of the zone and a pretty nice lead so far. Should be able to cap it once again. If they can pick off Caps here, Caps is all alone in the middle of the map. So maybe they can get that kill there, but he's still alive. And now he's getting reinforcements from the rest of his team here. Poke is playing very aggressively with that Splatling. Gets a 1 kill. Isn't able to kill Joey though. And now I think this is back in control of the Krew.
Yeah, TK, all they really need to do right now is just set up. I think they notice that Putz' children's kind of playing all over the place. There's one after the other that's coming in. But they just need to set up. Unfortunately, gets taken down by Caps right here. Doesn't want to... Well, wants to get top 12 today, I see.
Yeah, definitely both teams fighting for their lives here. And Caps so far is looking pretty good on that blast. He's going to throw up a couple shots onto this ink armored opponent here. But they're going to have to back out. Sees one to the left, tries to help his teammate Sword, and does get a kill right there. Now they're just going to focus on the splashdown, I believe. And he does.
Kill.
Prediction worked perfectly right there for Caps.
That was a really nice kill. Managed to get the zone just by it. Fortunately, well, actually, no. What they need to do right now is actually trying to push up. They just get 2 kills right now on the Krew. Caps got to really survive in this. Got to income.
That's nice of him to pop that splashdown to stay alive and also finish him off right there. He should be able to get a couple kills there. All of them are on that left side, and I think they're pretty weak. So he should be able to maybe get in with this Splatling supporting him. If the Splatling goes down, and now he's the only one left and gets a nice direct, but I think the lead is going to be secured for now.
Jeez, Caps is a complete MVP. He needs to make sure he wins this game right now, because he was basically stopping Putz just by himself by doing that. Well, actually, no, he's on Putz.
Yeah,
sorry, TK, sorry,
he was stopping the Krew by himself there, and now Trey's being pushed back by the splashdown right there. He jumps out, maybe to save a little bit of that special there and just make sure he stays alive. But so far, things are actually looking pretty good. They do have 1 down for the Krew right there. 2 down now, and the Krew's looking pretty good to get some nice picks. Last one is Caps. He manages to splash down, but he should be taken down pretty quickly by the whole team focusing him.
Nice job by TK coming in. Sees the Splatling player.
Yeah, the Splatling player right there trying to make something happen, but unfortunately for them, they need to make something with the... Oh, the Stingray's coming out, and that might be able to kill Trey, actually, if they can just aim it onto him. I don't think they know where Trey is, and Trey was really weak. Might have went down to only a couple seconds of that. And fortunately for him, is able to stay alive, and this might be the end of the game here, dude.
Yeah, this is only, I mean, unless Afro gets a quad right now, I don't think this is gonna be in the favor of Putz's children right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Afro just needed maybe one pick in the zone to at least uncap it, and unfortunately for them, I think they still had a strong showing, but they're gonna be going not into that top 12, I believe, or maybe into the losers bracket. I'm not really sure how. If they're completely out of the top 12, maybe I can get confirmation on that, or they're just the 3rd seed.
They're probably the 3rd seed. I mean,
yeah.
if it's
I can't really see any other team beating them in this bracket if Komodo Clockwork was eliminated.
Yeah.
So,
wait, isn't that, this is round 4? So this was
that's it. We're done.
Last round of this
thing. And if they were 2-1, I think they should maybe be going on as well, but just in the losers bracket side. I'm not completely sure about that, but hopefully we see them again day 2. And because they were a very strong team, the Krew as well. So nice showing from both of them here, especially in I believe it's their first LAN, at least major. So
as he gives a dab.
Yeah, looking good right there for both of those teams, and I'm excited to see them play a little bit again tomorrow.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Jeez, that was a really good game. Jeez. Fortunately for Putz's children, I mean, Caps played so well at the very end of that.
Yeah.
Got a lot of good, good kills. Got a lot of good defensive kills, I should say, and
yeah, and Caps definitely wanted that win.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for him, couldn't get it there, and I believe Saikai is going to be the 1st seed out of that group.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's good for Saikai right there, especially playing with a sub and Copilot. Copilot's a phenomenal player, but still, they're not playing with their full team.
Yeah.
Might have some things to still work out going into day 2, but still going undefeated day 1 is a good side for them. And we're probably going to be seeing some good games coming out from them later. I think